Welcome to Chapter 4 of The Divide. Please like and subscribe. After landing, Julia and Matthew arrived to a movie star's welcome. Exiting the helicopter, they were met by students and faculty who lined up and down the pathway from the helipad to the school. Julia, she was delighted and embraced the feeling of acceptance and the smiles from the crowd. Matthew, on the other hand, didn't care much for acceptance. You see, unlike his sister, he didn't have his leg blown off. He didn't lose his dreams of being a rescuer for the Coast Guard like Julia did. And most importantly, he had something Julia did not. He had his hero standing next to him. So why would he care for acceptance or belonging from anyone else? This led Matthew to a much more cynical view of their current walk of fame. And instead of seeing the many smiles, he noticed the many looks of concern and suspicion. They eventually came to the back entrance of the school, where they were escorted inside to meet the headmaster. Their escort was a 16-year-old girl named Claris. Claris was a white girl with long blonde hair, bad skin, and the face of a tired old mom. Her humblest of appearances immediately made Julia feel that they would be great friends. After all, she looked like she could live next door to them in their small, broken-down town. Yet Julia's idea of friendship was very short-lived. "So," spoke Claris with arrogance and superiority, "students of charity, Julia and Matthew, do you know it took the President of the United States to get you in our school? And even that was just barely. The first time ever Eminence has been forced to take in refugees of a sort, and a handicapped one at that. You know, others may find that noble, yet for me, it's more of a ick feeling." Julia and Matthew looked at each other with faces that read, "Is she joking?" But Claris was not. She continued to speak. "Ick, not personally, mind you. I don't know either of you, and I hope I never will. It's just you are a sad representation of what this world is coming to. Anywho, I'm Claris, the headmaster's daughter. You will be speaking to my father shortly. And make no mistakes, if he appears to be polite, it is just an appearance. He definitely does not want you here either." Julia quickly shifted her emotions from happiness to defensiveness. It is true she wanted to be accepted and appreciated, yet she was anything but a weak person, and she would never live one day of her life as someone's punching bag. "Claris," Julia spoke with a deep tone as she stopped walking, "this is my home now. This is my brother's home. And it's a shame that there's such a ugly, bratty double-bagger stain on the wall of my home. That stain, that's you, Claris." Matthew quickly jumped in. "Double-bagger, you know, that means your face is so ugly, not only do you need to put a bag over it, but we also need a bag over our face just in case your bag falls off. So, 2 bags. Julia gestured Maddie to stop talking. She then leaned in close to Claris's shocked and trembling face. "We are good people, you runt," she said with anger in her eyes. "But do not take our kindness for weakness. No one will bully me or my brother, ever. Do you understand?" Claris shook as she replied, "Yes, I understand." "Now," continued Julia with a softer tone, "I suggest we make a fresh start and we forget what we both have said thus far. How does that sound?" "That's acceptable," Claris answered, clearing her throat. "My father's office is the last door down the hall. You will meet him there, if you both will excuse me." She then walked away with a hidden look of rage, one that Maddie could easily see. "Students of charity," he said to her loudly. "I like that. You rock, DB. DB, that's you. That's Doublebagger. You're DB. All right, have a great day, DB." Julia then turned to Matthew. "That's enough, Maddie. We don't have to be cruel." He looked at Jules, and to her surprise, there was a tear in his eye. "Nobody gets to talk to my sister like that," he said. "DB won't ruin this for you, Jules. She won't ruin this for both of us. I promise you. I won't let her." "Thanks, Maddie," Julia replied as she gave her brother a side hug. "Well, we had a hero's welcome which could bring us to a villain's lair." They both looked up at the headmaster's door in front of them, then back at each other. They smiled and started to walk towards the door. Although confused and not knowing what lay ahead, they knew that they were together, and that's all that really mattered.